Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. New season, new bets, new money. Week 1 coming up. Let's get it. First game, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Right now, it's New Orleans -5. I got New Orleans to win in the cover. Borderline money pick. I can't go that far because I respect Arthur Smith. I respect Cordero Patterson. But I do expect the Saints to be pretty damn good this year. I truly believe they win in the covers just by running the ball. This Atlanta defense isn't physical. Yes, they're decent in the secondary with Terrell, but I feel like the Saints can play bully ball. And has this Atlanta offensive line got better? I don't think so. Anytime this Atlanta offensive line faced an above average defensive line last year, they got destroyed. And it's pretty much the same guys coming back. And when we're looking at famous Jameis versus Mariota, I gotta give Jameis the advantage here, especially because Jameis has way better targets. Saints win the cover on the road in a division game. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. The Bears, the 49ers are -6.5. Money, 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 money. 49ers winning the cover. I know Soldier Field isn't the easiest place to go in this league. I know Trey Lance isn't inspiring a lot of confidence in people. Now, on some books, this is at -7. On mine, it was at -6.5, and it's a no-brainer for me. I think San Fran runs the ball better. I love this San Fran defensive line. It's very, very deep. They got 7, 8 big hogs who can ball. And one thing about the Chicago Bears is their offensive line is the worst in this league. I will repeat it. The Chicago Bears offensive line is the worst in the league, and Justin Fields just doesn't have any help on the team. I know everyone's trying to get behind Eberflus. They're trying to get excited, but I feel like this is a sabotage mission for Justin Fields. San Fran comes in here, wins this game something like 20-10, 24-3, along those lines. I just don't think the Bears are physical enough on both sides of the football. Trey Lance and the Niners get their first win, making a money pick. Next game, Thursday night to start the season. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Rams. Bills are -2.5 on the road. I got the Rams to win in the cover. Give me the Rams with the +2.5. I actually think they find a way to win this game. And last year, I heard similar things about the Rams. And after you do win a Super Bowl, there is a bit of a lack of motivation. But I just wonder, the Bills are the most rhythmic offense in this league. And you wonder, without a lot of reps in preseason, how is Josh Allen going to start? Is he going to start in midseason form, or is it going to take him to the third and fourth quarter to get going? I see this Rams defense coming to play. Matt Stafford, that elbow was more just media talking points than it was actual reality. I think the Rams do just enough. Not a lot of science here. This game is a coin flip, and I've been shocked all offseason how this just keeps moving up, and lots of money's flowing in the Bills' direction. And I get it. The Bills are probably the best team top to bottom in football, but this isn't the best matchup for them. Next game, we got the AFC North. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers are +6.5. I got the Steelers to cover, Bengals to win. Now, but I went back and forth on this one all week. I just kept saying, okay, this Bengals offense, there's just too much explosion, and I don't know if the Steelers defense has figured out to stop the run. And when Joe Mixon gets going, the Bengals are damn near unstoppable. But Tomlin will have something up his sleeve to throw out there. I do think Kenny Pickett gets the start. I could be wrong on that. Everyone seems to think Mitch, but this long wait and it hasn't been announced yet really makes me think Pickett might go out there. And one thing the Steelers have is they have good wide receivers. Their offensive line is terrible, though. So like I said, if anyone bets the Bengals to win in the cover, I will not be smudging my nose. I'm just picking the Steelers to cover because of Mike Tomlin magic. There is not a lot of science. Bengals win the damn game. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Motown at the Detroit Lions. Philly is -4, and I'm not hedging my bets here. I feel like this is one of the tougher games of the weekend. I got Philly to win, but I like Detroit with the +4. I think Detroit loses this by a field goal. I really do. I think Detroit plays good on offense in this game, but I think their defense gets sliced and diced by Hurts and that Philly O-line. I think Philly gets the rock moving. Look at the player props for over Philadelphia Eagle rushing yards. I don't think Aiden Hutchinson is enough to sprinkle in here and solve the problems that are the Detroit Lions defense. Hard Knocks was cool. I love Dan Campbell, and they will have fight. That's why I don't think the Eagles cover here. But Eagles will win this game. Detroit covers. Let's see how this Detroit offense is. They're getting a lot of hype. I want to see how they do against a pretty good Eagles defense. Next game, we got the New England Patriots, the hoodie, at the Miami Dolphins. Patriots +2.5. Money. Dolphins winning the cover. Give me the Dolphins with the -2.5. Remember last year, week 18, I made it a money pick, and it was a game that didn't count. The Patriots just don't play good in Miami, and I'm not one who likes that type of stat stuff, but it is a reality, and you want to know what else is a reality? Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are calling offensive plays. That is a reality, and I think that's something that is unfair to Mac Jones, and it's unfair to that whole offense. I don't know what the hoodie's doing here. I have to question him. And then let's go to the Dolphins side of the ball. We know the New England Patriots are going to play quality defense. I'm not questioning that. But when you got Waddle, when you got Tyreek the Thrill Hill, when you got an improved offensive line, I just wonder, how is Mac Jones going to be able to keep up with it? I'm not saying Tua's taking those boys for a 30 spot or anything like that, but I think the Dolphins will be able to get up 21-24, and I don't think Mac Jones can follow. I don't know if this Patriots run game is going to be good at all as well. Dolphins winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Jets. Right now, it's Ravens -7. I got Ravens to win, Jets to cover. Listen, we don't know what we're going to see out of the Jets. We actually don't know what we're going to see out of the Ravens. They're a team that they plod. They're a solid team. They like to grind you down, but they're not a team that's going to come in and blow you out week 1. I'm curious what Lamar Jackson does. That's why I'll have my eyes on the game, probably on the Monday tape session. Let's see what Joe Flacco does. I wouldn't bet this one. I think this one is for the degenerates to chase. I won't be chasing it. Earlier in the offseason, I did like what the Jets were doing, but let's get down to reality. This is week 1, and it's going to be hard for them to do anything against the Ravens. I got the Jets to cover, Ravens to win. Don't bet that one. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jags at the Washington No-Names. Right now, it is Jags +3. Jags to win in the cover on the road. Upset, and this was one that, I know Washington's not that bad. I know people think maybe they could be a dark horse in that NFC East. But what I've seen out of Carson Wentz and this first-string offense during the preseason, it's been terrible. And I'm not a big preseason guy, but when the first string goes out there against second and third stringers and they still can't move the rock, I got questions. And every single year, this Riverboat Ron Rivera Washington team starts slow. And I know the Jags have their issues. Offensive line will have some difficulties against the Commanders' front four. We know Trevor Lawrence is still a work in progress, but I think Pederson outcoaches Riverboat Ron this game. game. I do think there is a little bit more creativity. And this Washington no-names offensive line, they haven't looked good. And one thing the Jags do at a good level is they bring defensive linemen at you in waves. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what Josh Allen and this Jags defensive line do. That's why I'm going Jags to cover, Jags to win in the upset. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Carolina Panthers. Right now, it's Cleveland plus 2.5. I got Cleveland to win in the cover. I think they run the ball better. Now, the Panthers will have Christian McCaffrey, and they will have a pissed-off Baker Mayfield. Christian McCaffrey's a great player, but he's never healthy. But when he's out there, he can make a difference. But I think the Browns play good defense here, and I think they run the ball. And I do think the Browns are able to run the ball consistently against this Panthers front seven. This game will come down to the basics. Turnover game. Who runs the rock better? Getting your quarterback out on play action. And Jacoby Brissett, he's not anything to write home about. He's not a great player, but I think he'll keep the turnovers down. Baker throws one or two to the other team, and that's how the Browns grind out this game. Browns winning the cover on the road. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. Colts are -8. I got the Colts to win, Texans to cover. Colts haven't hit full strength yet in the preseason. They got problems at wide receiver. Matt Ryan hasn't looked good and in rhythm. Dougie Mills looked really good in week 3 of the preseason against the 49ers. I don't expect the Texans to play good here, but I expect them to keep it close. Defense is a little bit better than it was last year. I think that will help the Texans scrap in this game. Matt Ryan will be able to get going in the fourth quarter to win this game, but this game will be closer than people think. I just want to caution people. I know the Colts -8 looks good, especially with their run game, especially with adding Matty Ice, but don't bet it. Choose the Colts a different time in a different situation. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Go to my Patreon, $5 a month. I post every bet I make there, and we get this money. Next game, we got the New York Giants, the G-Men, at the Tennessee Titans. Giants are +6. I got Giants to cover, Titans to win. Now, I am a little bit worried about Daniel Jones. I am worried about this Giants offensive line against Jeffrey Simmons and that Titans front. Titans lost a good player recently on the front for the season. That's not going to help. But I think the Titans come out. I think the Titans come out and do what they do. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try to protect Tannehill. Who knows how Jalen Burks is going to look. I don't know how much of a passing game the Titans are going to have. I think this game looks like an 80s, early 90s type game. Who runs the ball better? Titans. They'll win the game. But having Saquon back, having Dable in the Giants' corner, that keeps it close. Plus, this Giants' defense will be improved this year. They will be more aggressive. Giants to cover, Titans to win. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay, it's -2.5. Money, money, money! Money! Minnesota to win in the cover. Make it a money pick. And this is a dangerous game to bet. And I will come out here and say the Vikings are my team. I will not be betting this one, but I have to call a money pick where a money pick is. Kevin O'Connell, he's going to completely change the Vikings. As we look through this long marathon of the season, will it make a big difference? Probably not. But in this first few weeks, you're going to see this offense humming. You're going to see this offense playing with a little bit more verve and confidence. One thing about Green Bay is that defense is the best they've had in 10 years. That defense is absolute beast-like, and the Vikings will have their hands full. But I'm worried about these receivers for Aaron the Game Rodgers. I'm worried about some of the tea leaves that are going on in Green Bay. I think Green Bay is vulnerable this game. I think they have another slow start. Remember last year against the New Orleans Saints, they didn't even show up, and the Saints blew them out with Jameis Winston. I'm not saying the Vikings are going to blow them out, but I think the Vikings Dome Stadium will get the Packers a little bit off schedule. Rodgers will work his magic, so this will be a close game, but Vikings will win this game with good running game, good play action, and Justin Jefferson going for over 100 yards. Vikings winning the cover because they got more playmakers on offense. I know Aaron the Game Rodgers is an absolute football god, but he's got to have some people to eat with him, and I'm not seeing it. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going to the desert at the Arizona Cardinals. Chiefs are -4.5. I got the Chiefs to win, but I got the Cardinals to cover. I've seen this game work up as the last month. It started at Chiefs -2.5, went to Chiefs -3, went to Chiefs -4, and now it's Chiefs -4.5. And I just think that's too many points to give the Cardinals in the desert. I think the Cardinals lose this by a field goal. I think Kyler Murray will have a good game. There are questions about this Chiefs defense, but Mahomes and that Chiefs offense will be better than the Cardinals defense. That's why the Chiefs will win the game. This is a really hard one to predict, and we have to remember there is a big difference about how the Cardinals play in the early season and how they play late season. We have to do that math in our head and understand the Cardinals will come out somewhat competitive. But I really like the Chiefs to win the game. They will find a way. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Raiders are +3.5. I love what the Raiders are doing this season. And I do think it will be a work in progress for them. I got the Raiders to cover, Chargers to win. I think we're going to have some close games in this week 1 of the NFL. I really do. Chargers will be able to win this because I think they're going to have a little bit of a better running game, and I think Herbert will make just a few more plays. But we have to watch this new Chargers defense. I want to see how this Chargers defense plays. I want to see how their pass rush is improved with Khalil Mack. Because this McDaniels system is one reason why I don't think the Chargers win this game easy. And there's another variable why, the Chargers might not cover this. Brandon Staley. He can get in the way of these close games. This is a game that I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I'm going to be honest about it. Raiders to cover, Chargers to win. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Bucs at the Dallas Cowboys. Bucs are -1.5. Money. Bucs to win in the cover. And make it a money pick. I feel like the Cowboys did not do enough this offseason. Whether it's losing Randy Gregory, whether it's the receivers at the injuries at the wide receiver position. I don't know if Dak has enough dogs to go head-to-head with Brady. And I know everyone's trying to make something crazy about Brady's little rendezvous vacation. And I understand that. We like training camp to be sacred and full of hard work. But I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference. I think the Bucs got a better defense than the Cowboys. I think the Bucs got a better offense than the Cowboys. And sometimes we don't need to overthink it. I know it's Sunday Night Football. I know it's week 1. I know Big D will have some explosive plays on offense. Dak Prescott and CD Lamb, they have full symbiosis, and it is very good. But unless, the Diggs brother pulls 2 INTs out of his hat, I'm just not seeing how the Cowboys get more stops than the Bucs defense. Bucs winning the cover, making a money pick. Next game and last game of the week, Monday Night Football. We got the Denver Broncos, that's right, at the Seattle Seahawks. Broncos are -6. Money. Broncos winning the cover. I went back and forth all week. I respect Pete Carroll, but This is the first week of this new Broncos team, and you do wonder if they start a little bit slow, if Russell America Wilson starts a little bit emotional, but come on, man. The Broncos got a better defense than the Hawks. They got a better offense than the Hawks. They got a better quarterback than the Hawks. I think the Broncos come out here and make a statement. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying the Broncos are going to win this by 50. But I think they win this game by 10 to 17 points, and that's enough to cover, and I don't want to overthink it. Let's get this money. Thank you for joining. This was the Week 1 Vegas spread picks. Let's have an awesome year.